Wealth is not created in your hands first, it is created in your mind. Before money flows into your life, it must flow into your thoughts, your beliefs, and your vision of what is possible. The greatest secret of the wealthy is not just their businesses or their investments. It is the way they think. They have trained their minds to see opportunities where others see obstacles. They have conditioned themselves to believe in abundance rather than scarcity. If you want unlimited wealth, you must first build it within yourself. Wealth is often mistaken as something that begins in the bank account, in investments, or in the physical possessions we accumulate. But the truth is, wealth always begins in the mind long before it manifests in reality. Every fortune ever built started as a thought, a belief, a vision, or an idea. The skyscrapers that define our cities, the businesses that generate billions, and the innovations that change the world were all born in the unseen territory of the human mind. What this means is simple if you want wealth in your life. The first place you must build it is within your own thinking. Think for a moment about the difference between two people who start with the same circumstances. One person sees limitations, focusing on what they lack, constantly repeating thoughts like, "I'll never be able to make that much money," or "I just wasn't born into the right family." The other person, however, sees opportunities. Even in difficulty, they train their mind to ask, "What can I do? What is possible? What can I create?" Over time, those inner dialogues create completely different realities. The one who thinks scarcity attracts struggle, while the one who thinks abundance attracts solutions and ultimately, wealth. The subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It does not argue with you. It simply accepts whatever beliefs you feed it and begins shaping your actions and circumstances accordingly. If you repeatedly tell yourself that money is hard to earn, your mind will filter your life to confirm that belief. But if you tell yourself that wealth is natural, that you deserve it, and that opportunities are everywhere, your subconscious will begin seeking and creating the circumstances to prove you right. That is why training your mind is the first step. It sets the foundation for everything else. The wealthy understand this principle deeply. They do not wait for money to prove to them that they are rich. They feel rich in their minds first. They visualize success, they affirm prosperity, and they expect abundance. By doing this, they align their inner world with their desired outer reality. And since the mind shapes perception, and perception shapes action, those thoughts eventually become financial results. Another way to see this truth is to observe people who suddenly come into wealth, such as lottery winners or athletes who earn millions overnight. Statistics show that a large percentage of them lose everything within just a few years. Why? Because while their bank accounts changed, their minds did not. They never trained their thoughts to manage, multiply, and sustain wealth. On the other hand, many entrepreneurs who have lost everything at one point in their lives rebuild their fortunes because their wealth was never just in their money. It was in their mindset. If you want to attract unlimited wealth, you must begin by cultivating the inner habits of the wealthy. Train your thoughts to focus on solutions instead of problems. Surround yourself with ideas, books, and people who expand your vision rather than shrink it. Replace every belief of scarcity with one of abundance. For example, instead of saying, "I can't afford this," learn to say, "How can I afford this?" That simple shift in language reflects a deeper shift in mindset, one that leads you toward creative solutions instead of dead ends. The foundation of wealth is not money, it is thought. And the beauty of this truth is that you already have everything you need to begin. You have a mind that is capable of imagining, believing, and creating. Once you build wealth in your mind, money will simply become the natural byproduct of your inner vision. Your mind is like a magnet, and your thoughts are the force that determines what you attract into your life. Every thought you hold carries energy, and that energy shapes your experiences, your opportunities, and even the people you encounter. This is not just a poetic idea, it is a principle that plays out in everyday life. The way you think determines what you notice, what you act on, and what you invite into your reality. If you want wealth, you must understand how powerful your thoughts truly are. Think about this too. People can walk into the same room full of opportunities, yet each sees something completely different. The person who is focused on scarcity and limitation will only notice problems, risks, and reasons why success is impossible. The person who has trained their mind to think abundance will see possibilities, connections, and solutions that can lead to growth. Both are standing in the same place, but their inner magnet, shaped by their thoughts, pulls different realities toward them. Your thoughts influence the signals you send out into the world. If you constantly say to yourself, "I'll never make enough money," you unconsciously push away opportunities that could prove otherwise. You might not apply for a promotion, you might overlook a profitable idea, or you might dismiss a chance to learn new skills, all because your mind's magnet is tuned to lack. On the other hand, if you train yourself to believe, "I am worthy of wealth and capable of achieving it," your inner magnet begins to attract circumstances that align with that belief. You notice opportunities, take bold steps, and naturally align your actions with prosperity. Science supports this idea through what psychologists call the reticular activating system in the brain. This is the filter that decides what information you pay attention to. If you buy a red car, suddenly you begin noticing red cars everywhere. They were always there, but your mind wasn't tuned to see them until you decided they mattered. The same happens with wealth. If your thoughts are set on abundance, your brain starts highlighting chances to create and attract money. If your thoughts are set on scarcity, you only see reasons why things won't work. Wealthy people are not lucky, they simply have magnets tuned to abundance. They expect opportunity, so they notice them. They believe they deserve success, so they act with confidence. They think in terms of possibility, so they attract solutions. Their thoughts draw in the very circumstances that others overlook. This is why two people can face the same obstacle, yet one sees a dead end and the other sees a doorway. It all comes down to the magnet of the mind. The good news is that you can reprogram your thoughts at any time. It begins with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you repeat about money. Are they empowering or limiting? Do you constantly think about lack, or do you focus on abundance? Once you identify negative patterns, replace them with affirmations that align with the wealth you desire. For example, instead of saying, "money is hard to come by," affirm, "money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways." Over time, these repeated thoughts reshape your magnet and shift what you attract. To strengthen your mental magnet, surround yourself with wealth-minded people, books, and environments. Exposure matters. If you spend time around those who complain about money, your magnet weakens. If you surround yourself with stories of success and abundance, your magnet grows stronger. Ultimately, wealth does not begin with what you do, it begins with what you think. Your thoughts are magnets, and they are constantly pulling reality toward you. By training your thoughts to focus on abundance, possibility, and worthiness, you set yourself up to attract unlimited wealth. Many people believe that the key to wealth is having money first, but in reality, money is only a reflection of mindset. You can hand someone a fortune, but if their thinking is rooted in fear, scarcity, or poor decision-making, that fortune will slip through their fingers. On the other hand, give someone with a strong mindset even the smallest opportunity, and they can turn it into lasting success. This is why mindset is more important than money itself, because without the right mindset, money cannot be sustained, multiplied, or enjoyed. History offers countless examples of this truth. Lottery winners who suddenly receive millions often end up broke within a few years. Why? Because while their bank accounts changed, their mindset did not. They lacked the habits, discipline, and vision necessary to handle wealth. Contrast that with entrepreneurs who have lost everything but rebuilt their fortunes multiple times. The difference lies in mindset. Their confidence, resilience, and belief in abundance enabled them to rise again, proving that money is temporary but mindset is permanent. A wealthy mindset is not just about financial strategies, it is about how you think and what you believe about yourself. Do you see problems as barriers or as opportunities to innovate? Do you see setbacks as failures or as lessons? Wealthy thinkers know that challenges are part of growth. They do not allow fear to control their actions. Instead, they trust in their ability to learn, adapt, and find solutions. This resilience is what allows them to create wealth over and over again, regardless of external circumstances. Your mindset shapes your relationship with money. If you believe money is evil, you will unconsciously push it away. If you believe money is difficult to earn, you will avoid opportunities that could bring you more. But if you believe money is a tool for freedom, growth, and impact, you will be more open to attracting, managing, and multiplying it. The wealthy do not obsess over having money just to hoard it. They see it as a resource to expand opportunities, improve lives, and create value. That perspective comes entirely from mindset. Another reason mindset is more important than money itself is because mindset determines your habits. Habits create wealth, not one-time events. Saving consistently, investing wisely, learning continuously, and taking calculated risks, these all come from a disciplined mindset. Without the right mindset, even the biggest paycheck will be wasted. But with the right mindset, even a small income can grow into wealth over time. It's important to realize that mindset is not fixed, it can be trained. You may have grown up hearing negative beliefs about money, that it is scarce, that rich people are greedy, or that you will never have enough. Those beliefs become part of your mindset unless you challenge and replace them. Training your mind to think like the wealthy means feeding it with empowering ideas, surrounding yourself with people who inspire growth, and practicing habits of gratitude, discipline, and creativity. When you focus on building a wealthy mindset, you are securing something more powerful than money. You are securing the ability to create wealth for the rest of your life. Circumstances may change, economies may shift, and money may come and go, but your mindset remains with you. It becomes the ultimate asset, the foundation upon which all financial success is built. So, if you want unlimited wealth, stop chasing money first. Chase the mindset that produces money. Strengthen your beliefs, sharpen your vision, and cultivate the discipline that makes wealth inevitable. Remember, money can run out, but a wealthy mindset will always find a way to rebuild, grow, and flourish. One of the most important mental shifts you can make on your journey to wealth is to stop seeing money as your master and start seeing it as your tool. Too often, people live their entire lives being controlled by money. They make every decision based on fear of not having enough. They sacrifice their happiness to chase it, or they become trapped in endless stress over bills and debts. When money is your master, you are its servant. But when you flip the perspective and recognize money as your tool, you take back control. You use money to build the life you want rather than letting it dictate your life. Money, at its core, is nothing more than a resource, a means of exchange. It carries no emotion, no morality, no intent. It is neutral. What gives money power is how you view it and what you do with it. When you treat money as a tool, you realize it is designed to serve you. It can buy time, create opportunities, and provide security. It can fund your dreams, support your family, and allow you to impact the world. In this way, money becomes a servant to your vision, not the other way around. Unfortunately, many people grow up in households or societies where money is seen as a tyrant. They are taught that money controls everything, that there is never enough, and that only a lucky few can have it. This creates a mindset of fear and dependency. People who see money as a master often avoid risk, settle for less, or cling to jobs they hate because they feel chained by financial fear. This mindset keeps them small and prevents them from ever experiencing true wealth. The wealthy think differently. They know that money is not the end goal. It is simply a means to an end. Their focus is not on chasing money, but on using it as a lever to create value and freedom. They ask questions like, how can I use money to make more money? How can I use money to build systems that give me more time? How can I use money to create opportunities for others? When you think this way, money stops being a burden and becomes an empowering tool for growth. Consider the difference between buying something that depreciates versus investing in something that appreciates. Someone controlled by money might spend everything they earn on temporary pleasures, only to feel stressed when the bills come due. Someone who sees money as a tool will choose to invest in education, businesses, or assets that create long-term wealth. The difference lies not in how much money they have, but in how they use it. Seeing money as a tool also allows you to detach emotionally from it. You no longer fear losing it because you know you can always use your mindset and skills to attract more. This detachment gives you freedom, freedom to take risks, freedom to pursue your passions, and freedom to make decisions based on purpose rather than desperation. Training your mind to see money as a tool requires intentional practice. Start by asking yourself what purpose money serves in your life. Instead of saying, I need money to survive, shift to, I use money to create choices and opportunities. Reframe every expense as an investment in value, whether it's buying healthy food to fuel your body or purchasing books that expand your mind. Over time, this shift rewires your relationship with money. The ultimate goal is not to accumulate money for its own sake, but to master it so that it serves your highest vision. When money is your master, you live in fear and limitation. When money is your tool, you live in freedom and possibility. Wealthy people understand this difference, and that's why money works for them instead of against them. Training your mind for wealth is not something you do once and forget about. Just like physical exercise, it requires consistency, repetition, and discipline. You cannot expect to go to the gym once and build lasting strength. In the same way, you cannot think positively about wealth for one day and expect your life to transform. The true secret to attracting unlimited wealth lies in daily mental conditioning, training your mind over and over until abundance becomes your natural state of being. Consistency is powerful because your subconscious mind learns through repetition. Every thought you repeat becomes stronger, carving a deeper pathway in your brain. If you constantly repeat thoughts of scarcity, "I'll never have enough," or "I can't afford this," those patterns become ingrained, shaping your reality. But if you consistently feed your mind empowering thoughts, "Opportunities are everywhere," or "Wealth flows into my life," your subconscious eventually accepts those beliefs as truth. Over time, your thoughts, decisions, and actions align with those new beliefs, and your outer world begins to reflect your inner conditioning. This is why wealthy people have rituals. They read inspiring books daily, they write down their goals, they practice gratitude, and they use affirmations. These are not random habits, they are intentional practices to keep their minds aligned with abundance. A single thought of doubt or fear may not derail you, but repeated daily, it creates a mindset of scarcity. On the other hand, a single affirmation may not change your life instantly, but repeated daily, it becomes part of your identity. Consistency is what transforms fleeting inspiration into lasting transformation. Think of mental training like watering a plant. If you water it once, it won't grow. If you water it occasionally, it will wither. But if you water it daily, it will thrive and bear fruit. Your mind is the same. It needs constant nourishment, positive thoughts, empowering beliefs, and disciplined focus to grow into a magnet for wealth. Without consistency, your old patterns of fear, doubt, and limitation will quickly take over again. Consistency also builds habits, and habits create success. Wealth is not built on one-time events. It is built on daily choices. The habit of saving consistently creates financial security. The habit of investing consistently builds wealth over time. The habit of learning consistently keeps you ahead of opportunities. Behind every wealthy person is not just a big idea, but consistent action rooted in a strong mindset. And that strong mindset is the result of consistent mental training. The beauty of consistency is that small efforts compound. Reading for 10 minutes a day may not feel like much, but over a year it equals over 60 hours of knowledge. Practicing gratitude each morning may feel simple, but over time, it rewires your brain to see abundance instead of lack. Speaking affirmations daily may feel repetitive, but eventually they become your truth. Success is rarely the result of massive one-time actions. It is the outcome of small, consistent efforts repeated over time. To train your mind with consistency, create routines that support your vision of wealth. Set aside time every day for reflection, visualization, or affirmations. Journal your financial goals and review them often. Surround yourself with positive influences, books, mentors, podcasts, or communities that keep you focused on abundance. Most importantly, be patient with the process. Just as muscles take time to grow, your mindset takes time to strengthen. Remember, anyone can feel motivated for a day, but the ones who build lasting wealth are those who stay consistent. Consistency transforms temporary inspiration into permanent transformation. It is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. When you train your mind daily with empowering thoughts, you create momentum that makes wealth inevitable. One of the greatest shifts you can make in your financial journey is to truly understand that money is abundant and constantly moving. Many people live with the belief that money is scarce, that there is never enough, and that only a few lucky ones get to enjoy it. This belief keeps them trapped in fear, hesitation, and limitation. But the truth is, money flows like energy. It never disappears, it only changes hands. The more you align yourself with this flow, the more wealth you will attract. Think of money as water in a river. The river never stops moving. It flows from one place to another, nourishing everything along its path. If you believe that the river is drying up, you will panic, hoard, and fear every drop. But if you trust that the river is endless, you will feel free to receive and to give. Knowing more is always coming. Money works the same way. It circulates through businesses, investments, salaries, sales, and trades. Every day, billions of dollars move across the world. The question is not whether money is available, it is whether your mindset allows you to step into that flow. Scarcity thinking blocks the flow of money. When you constantly worry about not having enough, you operate from fear, and fear leads to hesitation. You may avoid taking opportunities, you may cling to unfulfilling jobs, or you may settle for less than you're worth. In doing so, you keep yourself outside the natural movement of wealth. Abundance thinking, on the other hand, aligns you with the current. When you believe money is always flowing, you act with confidence. You take smart risks, you create value, and you open yourself to receive more. Wealthy people understand this principle. They know that even if they lose money, they can attract it again because the flow never stops. This is why many entrepreneurs are not afraid of failure. They know that money is always circulating, and as long as they stay resourceful and creative, they can tap into it again. Contrast that with people who live in constant fear of losing money. They cling to it so tightly that they miss chances to grow it. Another way to see this truth is by looking at how money responds to value. Wherever value is created, money flows. That is why industries rise and fall. It is not that money disappears. It simply moves to where value is being offered. If you train your mind to focus on how to provide value, you will always be part of the flow. Instead of asking, where will I get money? Start asking, how can I create value so money naturally comes to me? This mindset opens the door to unlimited wealth. Generosity is also a reflection of understanding money's abundance. People who see money as limited hoard it, afraid to share, but those who know it is abundant use it freely to invest, to give, and to create impact. And what happens? The flow returns to them multiplied. This is why wealthy individuals often emphasize giving. It keeps them in harmony with the movement of money. To embrace this mindset, start by shifting the language you use. Replace phrases like, I'll never have enough, with money is flowing into my life from multiple sources. Begin noticing how much money moves around you every day, the businesses you pass, the salaries being paid, the investments being exchanged. Let this awareness train your mind to see abundance rather than scarcity. Money is abundant and constantly moving, and the more you align with this truth, the more effortless wealth becomes. Remember, you are not chasing money. You are aligning yourself with a river that never stops flowing. All you need to do is open your mind, provide value, and step into the stream.